In this video, we're going to be going over how to replace a servo motor. Two reasons why this can go bad. Really, if there's too much resistance going on in the brake assembly, which you can look up in another video, or sometimes these motors just wear out and go bad. Usually you'll get a brake error message on the console, or if you're on the elliptical and you're changing the resistance and the resistance doesn't feel like it's changing, it means that this motor is worn out. It's very highly likely that it's worn out. So first, there's two different servo motors, and they can just be identified with the wire harness on the end, either a white end or a black end, and simply following the wire up to where it leads will show you that this one in particular is going to be a black end. Also, you can tell by the length of the cable. As you can see, the white ends are a little bit longer than the ones with the black ends here. So pretty much the easiest way to do this is unmount the servo motor with these two screws here. And even from model to model, they're still going to be mounted the same way with just two screws here. Sometimes 4 screws in the corner slots there on some other machines. So once that's off there, you can go ahead and cut the zip tie also, which we're not going to do in this video. And you're going to unravel the brake cable from the servo motor like this. And the nice thing about that is most servo motors then will also be set up right away in the same spot. As you can see, this one isn't quite, but we need to make sure that that cable goes from the top of this pulley straight across to the bracket, just like that. So in this case, we're gonna put the cable in there, wrap it around the top, and lock it in place. Another thing you want to check too is while you're changing it, that this piece is still in the brake assembly. And now you can go and retighten the servo motor back onto the frame. Make sure that the brake cable is secured into the bracket. We're running a straight line from the spindle over to the bracket. And you can go ahead and plug that in. And obviously in this case, we didn't cut the zip tie, but then you want to reinstall a new zip tie to make sure that this stays nice and tight to the frame and doesn't get caught in the pivot points. Also double check that this is seated into the bracket here and that you do have some good tension when you pull on it. Make sure there's nothing loose there. So to test that it works, just get into the quick start mode and you'll see that the servo motor starts to move. That's how you know it's a good working motor and no brake errors are showing up on the console. And that's how you replace a servo motor.